What are you lot saying? Welcome back. We have another episode of the Optimum Collective Podcast. We are on week, I don't know, but we are on episode 26. And thank you for tuning in, for checking in, for listening, wherever you are in the world. If it is your first one, welcome. If it is not your first one, welcome back. And as I said before, I appreciate you all one and the same. This week, we have once again another absolute legend on the podcast by the name of Ethan Browning. Top bloke. He is a phenomenal transformation coach with an exceptional business in that realm. He has also won bodybuilding shows himself, so the amount of knowledge that this guy has is fairly limitless, and we get into all of that fun stuff. We also get into what it takes to figure out, what it is that you want to do, right? Going from being a tradie to being a salesman to setting up a business and the ebbs and flows and ups and downs of what that takes. So the conversation I enjoyed very, very much. Another one that went super duper quickly, and we probably could have been here all day. So I very, very, very much hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. Now then, if you wouldn't mind, a little bit of a shameless plug, if you wouldn't mind popping in to the homepage and hitting follow on that Spotify button, then that would be phenomenal. If you are on YouTube, maybe a subscription if you want to, that would be absolutely mad. But look, that's enough from me. Let's pass over to Ethan. Let's have a good time, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Please welcome Ethan. Peace and love. Wallop.
Yeah. Well,
there's a company, I don't know if you've ever Googled it, it's called Fiverr.
Yeah.
And you can literally just find somebody who can do what you want to do. So you can, I guess, just send them the content.
We got our website done on there.
Mad. That's cool.
It's cool, but the website is now no longer up.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're meant to pay him a yearly subscription or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So I just moved it. I built it myself on Shopify rather than having old mate. He didn't let me know. It was just built this sick website, really good. And then I Googled it the other day, and it was like site not found.
No way.
Like,
that's fucking nuts.
I just gave this guy $800.
How long was it up for?
It would have been probably 12 months.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
But I think because of this is what I gave it to him to do. Whatever platform he did it through, it was a yearly thing.
Mate, that's
like his fee plus the subscription fee or whatever.
Right, yeah.
$800, and then you run a Shopify store. It works out to be like yearly $250 or something.
Fucking hell. So like through the Shopify thing, do you have products and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can do. I do. At the moment, it's all like drop shipped for shirts and stuff. But
that's fucking cool.
Because we used to do all of our shirts, buy in bulk, and then sell them at the gym.
Yeah. Which is what I did and lost money on them because it's like...
Oh, really?
Well, you don't think about posting.
No.
And like fucking just some having stock left over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What brand of tea did you go with?
It's a Hallenstein Brothers one.
Oh, that's good.
They're really, really cool, but they're not wholesale.
Right.
So like I buy like a regular t-shirt from a shop and then brand it. So it's like...
Okay, I see.
The stupidest way of going about it. Do you know what I mean?
We went AS Colour, so... And they go to shit really fast, so...
That's the thing, right? If you want, like, speed and people wearing your stuff, like, great.
You do.
I was hoping to get, like, a specific fit, though. So it took me ages to find the T-shirt. But it's now not sustainable to do it again, do you know what I mean? So I've dropped them once.
No, the brand Champion?
Yeah.
They do bulk.
Yeah, right.
And they're actually good quality.
They're mint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of, like, American supplement companies are all over it these days.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I have to have a look into that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is mad. How are you, bro?
I'm very good. I had a nootropic before this, so I can talk for a while. Just keep floating, you know?
That is jokes. What did you
What
have?
about you?
I'm good, mate. Yeah. Good. What'd you drink?
Bum Energy.
Mate, they're good, aren't they? They're fucking quality. So good.
Yeah, man.
Has he just dropped those? Because they're everywhere.
I don't know,
but have we just got
today
them?
was the first time I've ever tried it, and it's good.
It's mint, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was like after 2 coffees, so we'll see how we go.
Now, like, have you seen that new tonic one that James Smith and Chris Williamson have brought out?
That looks sick.
It does, but we can't get it here yet, so it's fucking annoying. Yeah.
Oh, true.
I don't know. They've got like shipping.
He lives in Australia, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
down in near Wollongong. I think.
Yeah.
But there's some laws to get it in that are a problem. So
and it's him and that Chris Williams.
Yeah.
Like that guy's got fucking power. Hey?
Yeah,
Cool.
fucking oath, mate. Imagine that. Like, you just, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell you whether they're making money or not, to be fair, but I assume
I would assume so.
they drop a drink and everyone fucking buys it.
And he's
Because
got
I'd be buying
like
it.
over 5 million followers or something. So
Well, between the two of them,
yeah,
they'd have
a lot.
10 million. I mean, there'd be some crossover,
Yeah,
to be fair, wouldn't there? Like, us, for
even if
instance.
you got like less than 1%,
Yeah.
they've probably made their
Yeah.
money back.
Well, I was just thinking that because I was just speaking to my housemate about I dropped a video yesterday,
Yeah,
and you're looking at kind of like the watches, the interactions and things like that, and it's like probably one of the best performing ones that I have, but like you don't really get obviously much. It's like if this is performing this way but only gets
yeah, true.
one follow, you're like, am I shit?
Yeah,
Or like what's going on?
100%. Eh?
But he was like, if you think about even like EBT, James Smith, things like that, when they post a video, their reach is like dramatically
Yeah.
further. So if mine's 1%, their 1% is just fucking tens of thousands of people,
Yeah, exactly.
which then just goes.
Our 1% isn't that great.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Yeah, slowly.
Yeah, exactly.
But the question then is, because it's like there's a level of consistency, isn't there? And then there's a level of,
Yeah,
is your shit good enough?
I think
or not?
like that's the biggest thing, is like as we've gone down the content route, because online is predominantly content driven. They always say like quantity of like get shit out there.
Yeah.
But you can tell when a page is just pushing really hard for quantity.
Yeah.
But the content's shit.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't get any traction.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like at the moment, I'll maybe put out 3 videos on average per week.
Yeah.
I try to make it as quality as possible.
Yeah. Because that takes fucking time.
Yeah. And
3
my
videos
missus
a
is
week
like, so anal, if I put out something and then like the music hasn't lined up to a specific beat,
Wow.
she'll be like, nah.
Fair play.
Good. And I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because that's not something I think about.
Neither.
For me, I'm like,
get shit out there.
It's taken me 4 hours to edit this.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Fucking post.
I have a video up, like my second most recent one, and it's like me introducing myself.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the camera lens the whole time. I'm looking up at something, and I was looking at it, re-looking at it. I'm like, oh, I'll send it to Callisto. Let's see if she notices. And then she's like, oh, you're going to have to redo that. And I was like, I'm already fucking 8 hours into this shit. I'm not redoing it.
Bro, you know what's jokes about that is I literally did exactly the same thing. But I don't have someone there being like, fix it.
Yeah.
So I just went, okay.
I noticed it like at the start. And I do remember filming it and getting there, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm looking at the screen on the camera, not the,
That's right.
the lens.
I'm looking at myself in the reflection on the screen.
Literally.
Yeah. So stupid, isn't it?
And I would have clicked onto it about halfway through. So halfway in the video, I'm looking like a numpty somewhere. And then the other half is like me actually talking to the person.
It's so annoying, isn't it?
Oh, bad.
So annoying.
But yeah, no, that's been the biggest change, I guess.
Yeah.
That's something that we need to do more of, though. Like, I'm sure you probably watch Hormozy a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And like, he's a quantity and quality type of person.
Well, what do they say? They say, like, I think the argument is you're going to be shit till like a couple hundred videos anyway.
Yeah.
So just be shit
until you
for a couple hundred videos, and then hopefully that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Once my 200th comes out, it's like, because to be fair, in from what I can kind of see, obviously I don't really know, but like I think every time I post a video, it's a little bit better than the one that was last week. Do you know what I mean?
Makes more sense.
Makes a bit more sense. You're kind of thinking about how you can concisely say what you need to say, where you can chop it, slightly different angles, maybe playing with different like features on.
Yeah, that's another thing that I
right?
don't fuck around with at all, and I should. Like lighting's a big thing, and
well, that's what needs to happen in here. I don't know how to do it, but like maybe one there or something. I don't know.
We used that's for that intro vid. Like everything else was perfect apart from me not looking at the thing.
Yeah,
because I put effort into like I bought like a podcast microphone.
Nice.
I bought a ring light. Like everything was set, and I bought like LED lights for under my desk. Like fuck yeah, people do.
That's cool.
And it was all
I didn't
good.
know that was a thing.
And then I just didn't look at the fucking camera.
But do you know what's funny is you'll probably never make that mistake
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
There's always that, fuck, shouldn't have done that. I remember one of these once, I was like, when I wasn't filming it, and it was like, I was wearing like big headphones.
Yeah.
And I was like clicking a pen. I think it's episode like 4 or something, and I was clicking a pen, and I was listening back to it one night, and I was like, what is that noise? Like, have I broken something? And it's just me sat there going, and it's like the microphone's just picked it up like so loud, and I'm thinking, fuck's sake, man. And then they're like, right, cool, no pens anywhere near me. I'm going to keep my laptop next to it. It's fucking dumb.
Oh, dude.
Let's talk about you. Who are you?
I'm Ethan.
Thank you. The end.
No, me. So I run a company called Dyadic. It is a personal online coaching brand. I've been doing that now full time for the past sort of 3 years, but dabbling in and out of the industry for the past 10 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
Predominantly all online right now, and we work mainly with bodybuilding and fat loss kind of specialty. But myself, I compete in bodybuilding as well. What else is interesting?
Where are you from?
Local, Sunny Coast.
Sick.
Yeah. I did most of my childhood in like Sydney and northern New South Wales, and then came back up this way. Most of my family around the Byron Bay area. So
yeah, nice.
Best of both worlds, really, growing up. Like, that's Sunny Coast is the dream, and then you got Byron. That's pretty busy, but it's also a dream, you know?
It's funny, isn't it? Would you say, like, Byron's like, do you reckon this place will get like that?
I hope not.
Nah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this place is going more towards like a Gold Coast commercialized.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually,
whereas, like, Byron is busy, but it's busy full of, like, hippies.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't it weird how places could attract?
Yeah.
Because you're right. It's like that certain sort of type of person, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
But then if you go to, like, Lennox.
Yeah.
Or, like, you're a little bit outside
it's not that far.
It's not. They're not
very
hippies,
surfy,
they're normal people and surfy again, yeah.
Yeah, no, literally. And even like 30 minutes north, like around Tweed Heads, like, Lennox, as you said.
Yeah.
Like you're going back towards the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
You got more Sunny Coast people there, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it's quite nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
How it can, I mean, it's a big country. You fucking bet. But it's weird how you can have so many different spots close to each other.
Yeah.
And then you could have like would Bundy and Mackay be completely different?
Oh,
probably not. I don't know. They'd probably be quite similar, and they're massive and far apart.
Yeah, more country.
Yeah,
that way, a bit slower.
So 3 years full time.
Yeah.
When you say you dabbled for 10 years, what does that look like?
So, I guess I could go about my story a little bit.
Fucking nice.
I dropped out of high school.
There you go.
I was one of those kids that, like, I could probably do, I was told this anyways, that you could do shit well if you put your head down to it.
Yeah.
And for me, I just didn't find any interest in school. As soon as I got my P's, I was like, I'd go to roll class in the morning and then I'd go surfing for the rest of the day. And that was it. Like, so I'd still hand assignments in and stuff, and I'd do enough to pass, but my attendance was dog shit.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, look, you got 2 options. You can either go be a tradie, because that's probably the best job for you, or you can stick your head down and actually get your work done. And at the time I was like, fuck being a tradie.
Yeah.
And fuck doing my work.
Yeah. Neither, please.
Yeah. So I dropped out and did my cert 3 and 4 in fitness.
There you go.
Yeah. At the time, I was 17 and I was, probably 75 kilos. So I was like nothing.
Yeah.
And got my certs and then came out of that and was like, all right, I'm going to go get a job now. And then didn't realize about like the whole rent paying thing. And also realized pretty quickly that no one's going to listen to like a tall, skinny 17-year-old male for growing muscle advice.
Yeah, literally.
So pretty quickly was disheartened. I was taking my rugby league pretty serious at the time as well.
Sick.
And then came into injuries. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to be a tradie.
By default.
Yeah.
Shit.
And so got offered an apprenticeship in carpentry.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
yeah, it was good. It was probably the only trade that I could like actually do.
Yeah.
Like that I want to do on a daily basis. And yeah, anyways, it's a 4-year course. I did it in 2 years.
The whole thing?
Yeah, I was just like, I want to be qualified ASAP so I can just make money. Because when I started, like, I think kids have got a bit more luxury now. But when I started, I was on $8.50 an hour.
Yeah.
And I was working like a 60-hour week and getting $400. And I was like, oh, fuck.
That's
Yeah. So when kids say they have it tough these days as an apprentice, I'm like, no, you don't know.
$400.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'd blow it like on Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, Mum, can you pay for my fuel to go to work?
I didn't get there. So fuck.
So anyways, became a tradie. I did my apprenticeship in 2 years, and both of those years I was like, because I was just gunning for it, I wanted to get it done really fast. I was pretty lucky. I got apprentice of the year twice.
Sick.
So the first year I did it, and then the second year too.
That's fucking
I was like, oh, cool, I'll take it. Anyways, they had me do a speech at the end of it, and they were like, so what are you going to do now that you're a qualified tradesman so young? And I'm like, I'm actually going to go back into fitness.
Yeah.
In front of the crowd, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because at the time, I'd like 2 years later, I'd put on about 30 kilos. So
fuck yeah.
I was finally like at the point where I could probably have some, I don't know.
Well, firstly, you look a certain way now. Secondly, you've just put on 30 kilos.
Yeah.
So you're doing something right.
So I feel like there's some like, credibility.
100%. You know? Well, you've done it.
Yeah.
So like if anybody says, I want you to put 30 kilos on me, you go, no problem. Yeah. It's just going to take you 2 years.
Literally.
Which is huge, right? But
exactly. And so got it done. And then not long after that, competed in my first bodybuilding show.
Sick.
At the time, I thought I was way undersized. I was, doing this bodybuilding show in a enhanced federation.
Right.
And back then in Australia, we were blessed to have the Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
Like the Arnold Sports Festival.
Yeah.
And so I did my first show in that, in men's physique, and ended up taking it out. Like in the numbers. Yeah. And I was stoked. And at that point, I kind of was like, okay, like, that's a good sign. I'm going to go all in on this.
Yeah.
And the comp was in Melbourne, and I was like hooked on that, I don't know, lifestyle.
Yeah.
The look of it.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a big bodybuilding community here. This is where the comps are. Like, we'll go all in. And so 2 weeks later, we moved down there.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Big mistake. We ended up homeless at one point. Pretty fucked. We were driving down and we thought that we had a house organized and stuff. Like, doing shit in 2 weeks is not cool.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like 21 and don't really know shit from shit. You just think the whole world's going to look after you.
Yeah. 100.
So, broke lease. We're moving down. I sold my Hilux for a Barina because I was like, I need a city car. So we had so much shit in there, like, literally.
Yeah.
Driving down, and so anyways, the person that we're moving into this house in the city, they're like, oh, we need you guys to transfer bond before you come move into the place. And we're like, oh, okay, makes sense. No worries. The bond wasn't much. It was like $1,000, but it was our last 1,000.
Yeah.
So we're 4 hours out of Melbourne after like a 14-hour drive. Transfer the money. Old mate blocks us on everything. Taking the money. And we're like, in this big city, no jobs yet. We didn't have any jobs organised or anything.
No money.
No money. 4 hours away. So we're like, okay. And I had a job interview that day in 5 hours.
Fuck.
So I was like, fuck, I'm going to do this because we've committed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go back home with my tail between my legs so people can say I told you so.
Yeah.
So did the job interview, nailed it. Calista had my partner. She had an acquaintance down there, not even friends.
Right.
But an acquaintance
Somebody
that she was like,
knew of,
can we stay at your house? And this chick was so lovely, like heaven sent.
Bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
We're homeless. Yeah.
I know we met you 2 weeks ago, but this is the deal.
We need a favour. Yeah.
Oh, man.
What a ledge. She said yes.
She said yes. So like this was after the interview. So before the interview, we're sitting in the car and we're just like, fuck, should we? I might have to go back to carpentry because that was another terms that I set for myself.
Yeah.
We would move down there and I'd put carpentry behind me. That's it.
Yeah. But still handy to have as a safety net.
Exactly.
If you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got down there. I had my tools with me just in case. Exactly. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just start looking for chippy jobs because it'll pay well and it'll get us back on our feet really fast.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, don't do it.
Sick.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, sound.
So I got dressed in like a nice suit outfit in the car and walked into my interview while Callista was there looking for fucking places to stay.
Yeah.
Did my interview and nailed it and got invited back for the second call around. And it was a sales job, so completely left of field for me. Anyways, come back to the car, told Callista that I nailed it. She's like, cool, I got us a place to stay tonight. It's at so-and-so's. And I was like, oh, shit, I met her for like a minute. Anyways, we got there and she just, like, this lady just couldn't believe what's happened to us, fed us. Would be like the type of person that's like mad if you don't finish their food type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, really lovely.
It's a lovely person.
And so we were just like, we felt like intruders because it was just so off the cuff and we didn't know them.
Yeah.
And at the time, we were just like, okay, we just need to find somewhere to live. Like, we'll use whatever money we can. And ended up finding a place to move into, and I got the job.
Sick.
And after that, that job was like a progressive role.
Yeah.
And I kind of progressed to the point where I was running my own office within 6 months and making like the most money I'd ever made in my life.
Sick.
So much crazy shit. To then have COVID come around and wipe it out and basically start from scratch again.
Fuck.
Yeah. And so when COVID came, because it wiped us out, we were a face-to-face sales and marketing office.
Like door to door and stuff like that. Yeah,
man.
Far out.
Yeah, it's a hard slog.
I did that for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't make money.
No?
It's the least money I've ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Dude, it's fucking hard, man. That's
solid, yeah.
Tell you what. It was business to business too. So we'd have to walk into a business and be like, hey,
what's
this is what we've got.
Do you need my shit?
Yeah.
That's huge. Fair play. That's fucking cool.
Yeah. And it was sick, man. Like, I was running a team. We were doing 30K a week.
Huge.
And it was like good fun. Taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, built my skin pretty tough because like you're copying 200 no's per day or whatever.
Yeah, literally.
And pretty filthy no's.
Yeah. And like from people that don't, because it's B2B, you don't even ever get to see the people that you need to see.
No.
You're literally, there's gatekeepers there and you're like, can I speak to the, no.
Yeah.
You're like,
you got to get pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Like some of the ways around getting,
really
was fucked. Like the tactics that they taught us is so dodgy now that I look back at it. And,
because you need to get round people before you even get this, like, so you're like,
literally.
Yeah. It's jokes.
Oh man, it was rough.
I can imagine.
The first week I did it, I was like, I didn't make any money that first week. And I was like, fuck this. Like, this is so stressful.
Yeah.
Like with everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
And, the second week I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to give this a red hot crack. Otherwise I've got carpentry and I'll just go back to that.
Yeah.
And the second week I did it, I set a record for the office and dictated how much money I would get from how much work I put in.
Yeah.
And it was a mind-blowing moment to know, commissions commissions are the same as running a business, hey?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, you're
getting paid.
It's your opportunity to...
For what your work ethic is.
What you put in, you get out. I think it's, once you have a handle on it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've put in some hours and not got any money back.
Dude, 100%.
Because it's like, fuck, like, I'm just not good at it.
Definitely. And I think, like, one thing they taught me was, like, the idea of exponential growth.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that's just a way they keep people in and retain them. But it actually, I feel like it's true, like, the same thing applies to, like, losing fat. Like, you do the thing every single day, repetition. You might not notice any change for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, it's going to fucking skyrocket. You're shredded in 6 weeks,
Yeah.
And it's the same with the sales. Like, you speak to 200 people a day, and if you do that in a way that you're confident and having fun, like there's guaranteed to be sales.
Yeah.
It can't not happen. And it was called a law of averages or something.
Yeah.
But
just the more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes.
Pretty much.
But they say that, yeah. They say that with
those sales gigs.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't know if it's, it's true, but also it's probably people being like, yeah, just fucking knock on more doors, bro. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It is definitely a retention technique, I swear.
But I mean, like, it maths, doesn't it? Like, the more doors you knock on, the more likely somebody is to say yes at some point, right? Because you might only be one door away.
Literally.
Blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. And so that obviously, like, that got wiped out during COVID.
Yeah.
And at the time, because of COVID, we were going to either pivot and move to America.
Sick.
Or stay, like, so that was pretty much guaranteed. I was going to move to America, and then Callista was going to work in the Gold Coast until she could get like a visa to come my way.
Right. How come you would have been able to get to America with that company?
I would have gotten a sponsorship.
Huge. That's fucking mad.
So that would have been cool.
Yeah.
And anyways, we go into, how like around COVID you had to do the 2 weeks of quarantine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was. It's good couples counselling. You're just like locked in the room for 2 weeks, mate.
Make or break.
Yeah.
You're either never speaking to each other again.
Literally.
Or you're all right. Yeah.
Definitely made us for sure because, at that point in time, it was going to be like, as soon as we're out of quarantine, like I'm going to Sydney, getting my shit ready to fuck off to America.
Yeah.
And she was just going to hold a job down in the Goldie.
Yeah.
And, anyways, basically, whilst we're in that quarantine, I was just we're actually having such a great time together. And I was like out of the hustle and bustle of the city, out of the hustle and bustle of like these mentors they were mentors, but mentors that were wanting me there to help run their business.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I kind of just like woke up and I was like, I said I'd be a PT and I'm completely left of field again.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm trapped in this industry, not carpentry now.
Yeah.
And so during that time, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to start the business today. And,
in quarantine.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And started it. And
that's fucking mid.
It was like a 12-week program I kicked off with.
Yeah.
Because I had one really good transformation and it was very recent. And it was like my mentor, he's like a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
And his transformation was ridiculous for 12 weeks.
Sick.
And so I was like, we can sell some shit with this guy.
That's all it takes, one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got one up there, people like, that's what I want.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so I had 6 people sign on, pay 12 weeks in advance, and that was as much money as what I'd make in
and you're going,
a month.
Right,
like,
well, this is now, this is doable.
I was like, this has replaced it immediately.
Fuck yeah, dude, that is sick.
Yeah. And it wasn't easy. Like, it was definitely not easy. Like, there's been many jobs in between then and now.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the decision maker to go all in, and pretty much like anything else is like not a plan B, but it's just helping me get to where I need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
That is cool, isn't it? And I think as well, hearing it from, like you said, there's been jobs in the middle, which is cool to hear as well. Like, no offense, but like, because from my point of view, like what you do is fucking mint.
Oh, thank you.
It's sick. Like you're crushing it, and it's cool. To know that you'd sort of like hit what I would class as like fucking like success with that, and then be like, sweet, yeah, well, there's been other shit in the middle as well.
Yeah.
Just to know it's a journey. Do you know what I mean? It's
100%. Like,
a journey.
Hit rock bottom many times and hit further than what I would think I'd hit a few times.
Yeah.
Rock bottom more times than the success, but I think like the success does eventually outweigh those points in time, right?
Crazy, isn't it, man?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
And I think like, when you go into business ownership or like doing these sorts of endeavors on your own accord without anyone to sort of lean on, which you do have as a job really, right? Is you're going to have way more trials than what you'd ever fucking have as an employee.
Yeah.
And it's like, you subscribe to this.
100%.
Well, if you half out, you're going to fucking die.
Yeah. Because you're just sitting here constantly like, what can I do? How do I do this? What do I do here?
Yeah.
I'm Googling like
And like
how to make a business work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and like checking your bank and be like, food or rent? Oh, food. Rentals and sort of stuff.
Literally. But it's like, right, cool. Gym rent came out and house rent came out. Fuck.
Looks like a fake beam this week.
Looks like it's fucked, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Fucking mad.
100%.
But I think as well, in a funny sort of way, like like that Melbourne story sort of prepared you for what's coming as well. It's just like a constant.
Yeah. It made me lose a lot of trust. But I think that's something that you also get used to as you grow up, hey?
Well, imagine now as well, like that happens to you again. It's annoying, but it's a minor inconvenience, right?
Yeah.
Because you go, it's probably a major inconvenience, but you go, right, well, I've been here before.
Literally.
Like, fuck it, I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like most recently, I've just been scammed a bunch of money and I'm kind of like, oh.
Fuck off, have you really?
Yeah.
That's fuck, man.
It's bad.
That is so shit.
It is. But, no, yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, fuck, no, that's fucking so long. Because I'm getting like inundated with like random numbers at the moment.
Oh, be
I'm just
careful.
like, no, I'm just not. Sorry.
Yeah, card skimming's real.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Especially in other countries.
Fuck.
Like they just have to tap you and they've got all your card details and then they can sell that shit on the black market. That's what happened to me.
That is so shit. I mean, one positive is I don't have any money. So you're not taking anything. You can have all of my $3.
Fair.
Far out. That's so shit, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that. Is there like insurance on that?
Oh, there should be.
Back,
my bank.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, that's ball ache, isn't it?
It's fine. I think like the best part about it is that I have had all these trials that it didn't actually really bother me. I'm like, I can't really control.
Yeah, that's fucking
someone
cool.
fucking hacking my account if it's already happened. Like,
that is cool. That's
so
a mindset, man.
Yeah.
And that's how you get where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you just keep, every time you fail, what do they say? They're like fucking, it's just consistent failures until you.
Yeah, and fail fucking fast.
Fail quick, fail loads.
Exactly.
Keep trying again and again and again.
Yeah, man.
Because what did they say? That a winner is just a loser who didn't quit or something.
Yeah, it's true.
It's mad, isn't it?
But yeah, outside of that, then I basically started the company. We're back up here on the coast, and I was dabbling again with a bit of carpentry work, but it was just because it paid well compared to like part-time work. Before that, I was doing like sales membership consulting, actually, at our gym.
Yeah. At our gym. Oh, okay. Fair.
Yeah, that's
another story.
Yeah, that's another story for the gym not to listen to.
I want to hear.
Yeah. But it was good because it built a network that I'm very grateful for. Like the owner of our gym, because I quit there, I was going to start PTing out of a Snap Fitness.
Yeah.
And he saw me that I was signed up to that and literally like, I went back to train and he grabbed me and was like, Ethan, like, you actually at Snap? And I'm like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, why don't you come here? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And basically he was able to call Snap and be like, hey, cancel Ethan's contract. I started there. And it was probably the best move I've ever made in my life.
Huge. That's sick.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like back then, 2022, back then, ages ago.
Back in my day. I mean, it feels like a fucking lifetime ago.
It does, eh?
And also yesterday at the same time.
No, when I started there, I was really hungry to be a face-to-face PT.
That's time.
I was trying online heaps, and I just realized like I haven't done any of my reps in the gym, you know, as a coach, and I need to know how people work. Like everyone's jumping to just be an online coach, and I think you need to get those reps in first, and like understand the human body.
100%, man. Every person moves differently, right?
Yeah,
you could tell one thing to one person, and they go, "Yeah, cool."
Yeah,
and then another person's like that.
And how people understand cues and things like that, it's all different.
And how you have to, that's exactly it, man. Like you might have to cue somebody, you might have to, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Because you might have to cue 6 different people 6 different ways on exactly the same fucking thing.
Yeah, literally. And so like I needed to understand that. And so I was fucking hungry.
Yeah.
I did another stupid thing where I was like in a secure spot with the carpentry stuff. I was helping a mate kick a company up off the ground. And at that point in time, I just was like, nah, fuck it. I'll quit. I didn't have any money saved or anything this again.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck it. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to make this work. And then, you know, within 3 weeks of working at the gym, the first ever gym of being a PT, face-to-face PT.
Yeah.
I was booked out in 3 weeks, like 50 sessions a week.
That's fucking
And it was
sick.
consistent for a whole year.
That is sick.
Yeah. It was crazy.
How the fuck did you go about that?
I don't know. I was just a savage. I was pretty fresh, like sales skills.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Yeah.
And I just didn't have enough time on my hands to not go up to everybody.
Right.
And embarrass myself.
Yeah.
And cop the nose and stuff.
I literally saw something yesterday from Stephen Bartlett that was like, any worthwhile outcome comes with some level of social discomfort.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, that's painfully true, isn't it?
100%.
And that's pretty much what you just said there.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
It's all about being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I ran that sales office, I was doing a morning meeting every day in front of 30 to 50 people.
Yeah.
Being like Wolf of Wall Street type of shit, like screaming. Like, you know? So I was like, I can talk to a couple of people about what I love.
Yeah.
And then, was booked out. And that's kind of how I got like my way to be able to feed that into the online to then take that full time.
Yeah. So then you transitioned from in person, where you went online, in person, then sort of like dipped away from the in person, went fully online again. Yeah. I'm assuming you had that online stuff kind of like ticking along with
the
it.
The systems were there. Yeah.
So then what is that transition to come out of the gym? Do you just say, look, I'm done with this for now? Do you have to go hard and build up more clients on the online stuff, or? Well,
it was a gradual process.
Yeah, okay.
So I started at the gym in October, and I was going pretty hard. And then at the time, I was coaching my missus, and so she was like a really high level amateur bikini competitor.
Sick.
And so I was like, I want to prep you for the next show, and like this next show, we're gonna go all in, and I'm gonna learn so much as a coach. And if it works, fuck yeah. If it doesn't, well, it's a lesson for me, and you can put all the blame on me, whatever.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, let's do it.
Sick.
So I prepped her for a show. At that point in time, I had about 20 online clients, so that was cool. And most of them were my face-to-face clients, so it just kept the ball rolling while I was traveling.
Yeah, sick.
She competed, won, then took out all of Australia, won her pro card in the IFBB.
In the same comp?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And then that night I got home to about 100 inquiries online. And literally, and I got so anxious. I was like, what the fuck do I do? And then I just was like, okay, yes. To everybody.
Dude,
and I was like, I'll say yes to everyone right now.
Figure out.
And then I'll figure out how to onboard them and do all that shit.
No, it's
soon.
Fucking mint.
And so that was...
Do the thing.
Yeah. You know, so she won the pro card. We didn't really get to celebrate as much as we would have liked because of how inundated things were.
Yeah.
But I was like, let's just do this now because later on we can enjoy.
That is fucking mint.
Yeah.
So
that's my hack.
Yeah.
It's not really that repeatable. But that's how you go from...
So get a missus.
Yeah.
Who's obviously naturally good at what she does as well. Genetically gifted. Good at posing.
Yeah. But no, we came back up, and because I'd said yes to everybody, I was like, I need the next week off face-to-face sessions.
Yeah.
Got them all onboarded, and then went back to face-to-face, and that was at 40 sessions, and then I had like, I think 50 online clients, and that was just so much.
Yeah.
I just kept burning out.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Well, you're like, where the fuck do I?
Yeah, where do I put my energy right now?
There is the online stuff is like
ready,
and you have to be on top of it as well.
Yeah.
Man. Like it's like every day you're like, cool, what's he doing? Where's he weighing in at? What's he eating?
Messaging, like 24/7.
Yeah, fucking hell.
And then so I just started to dial back on the face to face. I got down to the point where I was doing 5 sessions a week,
Just to cover the rent
which is
as
where
well.
I'm at now.
Yeah.
But but it got down to the point where I was doing 5 sessions a week, and we decided to move to Melbourne again. We won't talk about that one. But yeah, at that point in time, I was able to retain quite a lot of clients.
Sick.
Some of them still with me, which is awesome. And gave me the ability to kind of have location freedom at that point in time.
Which is the fucking dream, right?
Yeah. But, it's like, it's not cocked up to what you think it is.
And this is the beauty of having these questions, because I haven't even asked one yet.
Yeah.
And that one's like fucking like down the bottom.
Oh, true.
That's like, especially for me being fairly new to it. This isn't right. I am still new to it now, but like at the start, because you came back, I must have been like, I don't know, fucking 3 or 4 months in.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, because you were like, I was just online, and I was like, well, that's where I want to go. So like, what do you mean you're doing back here? What are you doing? And that's what you said as well, right? Because it's like you're just spending hours and hours at your computer.
Yeah, so that's where I went wrong. Like, and I think these mistakes are really good to make, obviously.
100%.
But like, I think that once you get to a point where you can afford to delegate, do it.
Yeah.
Like straight away.
Yeah.
Like I didn't hire anyone. I didn't do anything like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, oh fuck, no one's going to know how to look after these people like I do.
Yeah.
And I like the money.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What that looks like is 15 hours behind a computer screen at home all day, every day, not giving you a chance to socialize.
Yeah.
And, Melbourne's a very cold, dark place. So
True.
yeah. So then I came back and I was like, I walked into the gym, and a PT manager is a good salesman.
Fucking oath. Yeah.
And so spoke me into like a,
he really is, isn't he?
yeah. Well, I said no initially. Like I started, and then I was like, actually, nah.
Yeah.
I didn't pay bond or anything. I just bailed.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But I mean, once you know how the system works, it's kind of like, actually, you want me more than I want this. But yeah.
I wish I did that. But, and then he offered me like a variation to a contract, and I was like, oh, no other gyms are offering that. And I do like the socializing. That's why we're back here.
Fucking earth.
You know?
It is fun.
Yeah.
It's a good gym.
Yeah. And so I went back, and again, probably a big mistake doing that, but it's okay.
Again,
we're making up for it.
Lessons and lessons, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's just, it's a constant learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
So would I have done that again? I mean, yes, because it's now where I'm at and things like that. But
100%. But I think, like, to answer your question, like, it is cool going to a full-time online gig.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different to what you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you do have location freedom to some extent, but you do have to realize that you work for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be your own boss.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty structured with everything that you do with intention.
Yeah.
When you're working from home, you know?
So whether you're in Bali, whether you're in Dubai, whether
you're going to be doing long hours.
You're still going to be doing the hours.
Yeah.
So you're not necessarily, it just depends if the hour that you spend outside is
better in, like, for you,
Maroochydore or in
Bali.
Exactly. And you guys have you lived in Bali, or you've just been for a few months here and there? Yeah. Is that a goal?
It is eventually. I think the goal's kind of changed to Thailand, either or. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Just because I think Thailand's offering like a really good visa.
Yeah, cool.
I think it's like $250 for 5 years.
Whoa.
As like a digital nomad.
Yeah.
It's like literally.
And that's because that's what Bali did, I think, at one point, wasn't it? To get everybody there.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking genius idea.
It is,
Thailand's going to be
like,
that
they've got
as well.
so many like working hub spots and stuff. It's sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
And the whole island has better Wi-Fi than we have in Australia.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
easily.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
faster.
crazy.
Like easily.
Fucking hell.
We'll stay at like an Airbnb. All the places that we stayed at were really fantastic, but they're so cheap. So we're staying at an Airbnb, and like I was not expecting it, but download speed, everything is way better.
Yeah. Fucking hell. That's something you don't really think about.
No.
To be honest. Because you don't expect, especially someone like here, you're like, well,
we're blessed.
Yeah.
Apparently we're actually super far behind with internet here.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Apparently Africa, like of all places, this is just a random fact that I heard the other day,
Yeah.
but apparently Africa is like 10 years in advance
Wow.
with us. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Even India.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good on 'em. Well, India's got loads of people, so they'd have to be advanced, right, to help it keep up with it, right?
Yeah, apparently like our broadband and stuff is real old.
Didn't know that.
It's like for our dial-up internet, it's like as old as that for them.
No way. That's fucking that's far out. How does that happen with a world so accessible to it and like so small these days, right?
I know.
Especially
Australia. Like, we're not an old country. We're like the newest, I think.
Yeah, so you'd think there's a few different.
I don't know.
That's pretty nuts, isn't it? And especially for a country that does have, like, the level of affluence here is
growing,
is up, isn't it? Like, you I think your average salary is probably quite a lot higher than some of the others in the world.
100%.
It's pretty mad.
It's nice.
If you're working for someone else,
yeah,
and you're working for yourself, sometimes it can be more, it can be less.
Yeah.
What do you think the coolest place to go? Obviously, Thailand is going to be your one, but like, do you think there's like a cool spot to aim for? Like, because you could go to Bali, you could go to Thailand, you could go to Dubai.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, that's probably the next on the list.
Yeah,
Dubai. I think places that are tax free.
Yeah,
they're the coolest.
Basically, they're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like little Italian cities now that are offering people like 25 grand to move there because of like when COVID came through, it wiped out so much. So they're literally paying you to live there.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's got to be like 4 years or something, but that's fucking sick.
That is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to have a look into that. That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much like the goal now is to get back to fully online.
Yeah.
Better systems in place.
Yeah.
A lot more clients because it just creates that security, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I just fucking love what I do.
Yeah. It's cool.
And so, yeah, get over there. Honestly, the aim is before the end of the year. That would be ideal.
Fuck yeah.
It's a big push, very big push, but, you know, if we sort of shoot for that.
I saw something the other day, again, classic me, that said the time frame that you give yourself is the time frame you'll do it.
Yeah.
He was like, I think it was a James Smith email, and he was like, if you give yourself all day to clean the house, you will spend the whole day not cleaning the house, and then you'll do it at the end.
Yeah.
He was like, if you give yourself 20 minutes to clean the house, you'll give it a fucking hell of a go.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, urgency for everything, I think, you know.
And you've probably got, I assume, some sort of roadmap as to how to get to that point, especially at this point in your business.
There's a few things that we've got to tick off.
Cool. But at least you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know what the next thing to do. We're going to sit here. I'm going to worry about editing this for the next week because it takes me hours. Where I should be reaching out to people and seeing if they want to come on board. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's fucking mint.
Yeah. We've ticked off a few things now, which is really exciting as well.
That is cool.
It's becoming a bit more of a reality than not. Yeah.
So for the people, what and who exactly is dyadic? Dyadic, that is.
Dyadic.
Isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
I said it and then I was like, that was wrong. And it was right.
So dyadic is, so initially when we started the business, this is like when we were thinking of a business name.
Yeah.
So this is like 2019. When we were deciding on a business name, we wanted something that could translate to any business that we started.
Cool.
Whether it's sales or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever.
Yeah.
That it could be transferred between the two. And so dyadic, the meaning behind it is actually like two parties working together to create a common goal type of thing.
Yeah.
Achieve a common goal.
Yeah.
Or the relationship between two parties. And so it just resonated with us so much. And the A in the middle that I've got tattooed on myself, it sort of symbolizes ambition. I wanted the A to really stand out because of ambition.
Yeah.
And, like, it just resides with us so much better.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That is fucking cool. So, Callista, what do you do? Sort of, is it together thing? Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually we want her to jump full-time on the coaching as well.
Yeah.
Right now she's basically like, she's probably I can't plug it like this, but probably the best posing coach in Australia. And so that's her side of the business at the moment.
Yeah,
She also, cool. like I said, she's really good with the social media side of things.
Yeah.
And looks after the majority of that. So how we would like things to run probably is us to be on our game with the social media a bit more. She can manage that realistically. I can look after a lot of clients, so that's no worries. But it's just making the time to get content out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she continues the posing.
Yeah.
For me, I don't enjoy that as much.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to even get my head around the fact that I have to pose on a stage.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
It's nuts, isn't it?
It's strange. It is strange. I think like with bodybuilding, it's like the day of the show is a bit strange, and it's cool to get there because it's like, oh, sick, I've done all this work for this moment.
Yeah.
But I think like when it comes to it being a sport, the lead up to it is the sport side of things.
100%.
You know?
The time and effort you put in,
it's like there's dudes on show day literally getting fucking makeup done.
Yeah.
And they're, posing.
Yeah.
In front of a crowd in their undies. So
yeah.
That's
whereas like it's the hours in the gym, it's the hours fucking sorting your food
and it's
out.
the mindset, it's like a 24/7 thing. If you break diet, you've fucked it.
Yeah.
So
it's how nuts is that?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Like every other, like that's why I think it's like a pretty hardcore sport, is because, like I think like, MMA is fucking crazy because they have to do a weight cut as well and get punched in the face. Like we're not getting hit at all, but we're doing high amounts of cardio, and your diet literally dictates that day.
Yeah.
For 20 weeks straight. And if you do break it, it'll be shown.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you'd have to make up for it here, and then you're struggling.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Whereas like, rugby league or uni or soccer, like you've got a game day on a Saturday, you might go to training on Tuesday and Thursday night. Like
Yeah. And if you have a pizza on Friday night,
might help the game.
Yeah, I'm already. Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So that's kind of how everything runs on our business side of things at the moment.
That's fucking cool. What's your favourite thing about what you do?
Transformations.
Yeah.
Like I've got some clients that worked with me in that initial 12-week program. Right. And they're still like, I have one of them that did a 12-week program. He lost 25 kilos. Ridiculous. Like, cause he gave up drinking. He did all this, gave up sugar and stuff.
Did the whole everything.
And still has kept it off.
Wow.
That's cool. 4 years later.
And I think that's
that's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
If you were he was like in his 30s, so, drilled down on this habit that he had built up, and then 12 weeks to change his life, really. I think that's probably my favorite part.
The coolest thing about that is that 4 years later, it's still the same.
Yeah.
Because the percentage, I think, of going back the other way is quite a lot, isn't it?
Dramatic,
Yeah. Well, because like you said, you've built up habits over 30 years effectively.
Yeah.
And then that changing.
Real quick.
That takes a mindset.
Yeah.
In itself, because I'm sure you've seen it with many people. Like,
oh, dude, yeah,
doesn't always go that way. It's like,
and then
do you really want this? But he obviously really wanted it.
Yeah. And then you do have some people that will fall off the wagon, or like they'll get to their goal and then fall off. Pretty dramatically.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yeah, I've been in and out of shape.
Oh yeah,
a handful of times. Yeah,
man. That's something I completely left out, but. Like after my first show, because of the stress of that 2 weeks after, I put on 30 kilos in 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Like all of that work put back on.
Wow.
So anyways, but no, that's honestly my favorite part.
That's fucking me. Yeah. Do you have a least favorite part? If you don't.
Probably like, because it does come under the role of the job, probably the creating content part.
Yeah.
And speaking and.
How did you find that? At what point did you realize that was really, really important? And how did you find over that? Because I really didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's like
I started to test it out when I was in Melbourne. I was like, I would go, like I would have a week of really consistent posting.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, sick, 5 new clients, like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then I'd have a week of 0 posting on purpose as well.
Right.
And I would lose 3 or 4 clients. And I was like, this is very heavily dictated by this. And I tried a few times.
That's crazy.
And it's kind of worked the same the whole way through. So I think that point I was like, okay, well, fuck, like my money is literally dictated by my posting.
But that's good because then there's a direct correlation between how much.
And it's fully logical.
Yeah. Whereas at the minute, I kind of feel like when I post something, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's delayed gratification.
Exactly.
I'm a different part of my journey. But still, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So that was probably that's the shittest part. But
yeah. But then when you've got the data there, because you've literally got data for why to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like data, emotion, and remove the emotion, the data's there.
Fucking,
do it, yeah.
Just do it, you pussy.
Yeah. Just fucking crack on. That is jokes. What about the in-person stuff? Do you have kind of like because the in-person and online it's a different beast.
So different.
You have a favourite thing about that?
Like, I find that with my clients that do, like, when I was having a lot of sessions per week, like there was clients that were only doing face-to-face with me, and they wouldn't see results as well as my online clients would. And so I was like, holy shit. But my favourite part about the in-person stuff is like I drill down on form and technique.
Yeah.
And the social aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably those two, like form, technique, and the socials.
I wonder if I don't know if a perfect world ever exists, but I wonder if the online, if a client could be online mainly, and then like every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they come in. Yeah. And you can just make sure everything they're moving properly.
Literally.
I feel like that's probably quite a solid way to go, isn't it?
100%, man. I've got a few that do that.
Yeah.
And like all my face-to-face clients right now are they're on my online.
Because you're right, I guess it's because you can keep the accountability is a bigger thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I can look and be like, dude, you're supposed to be on 3,500 calories. Why are you eating 1,800? We're not getting anywhere if you don't. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, true. Whereas in person, you can be like, how's your food been? And they go, yeah, good.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, no, exactly, man.
Yeah.
So, no, I think, and like, in terms of what my least favorite part on the face-to-face side of things is, it's probably like people that don't want to be pushed.
Yeah.
And just go through the motion.
Yeah.
And they're paying me money and I'm like, oh, fuck, why are you paying me?
Yeah.
This is useless. Am
I
your hairdresser or are we going to train?
Yeah. It's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
And especially because there's like that little bit of like, well, I mean, from a business point of view, this is helpful for me because I can pay my rent, but also like, this isn't really beneficial for either of us.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here?
Literally. Majority of the time I'll never look at the clock.
Yeah.
But when I look at the clock, I know it's boring.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you say
you know
that.
What I mean?
100%. A lot of the time you'll be like, fuck, like I've got somebody else. We need to wrap this up. Yeah,
exactly.
Whereas, if you're looking at, that's a good point. Like, saying that, that's exactly what we just said. How mad's that? Goes quick, hey? We've got 13 minutes on there.
Fucking hell.
It's mental, isn't it?
That was fast.
It's fucking crazy, right? It's weird how it like. I feel like maybe it's exactly like a session. Yeah, isn't it? It's mad, isn't it? All right, so you want to be in Thailand by the end of the year?
Yeah.
Do you have a 12-month goal?
Yeah. So I want to so now that we were able to achieve Callista's Pro card,
sick.
I want to do that for myself in the next 12 months.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be sick.
Yeah.
If you I coached myself to this.
Oh man, that would be nuts.
Dude, that's mad.
I have a coach. So
oh, okay,
cool. He's a weapon.
Right. Fair play.
But yes.
Sick.
Just to get to that point, honestly, would be crazy for me.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. So there's that. And then I want to have Callista a full-time role with the coaching.
Yeah.
And potentially have another coach on.
Mad.
But if not, it's a big jump for her just to have full-time with that.
Yeah.
So that's probably the two goals. And to be location freedom. Honestly.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then, so if you go to Thailand, You get 5 years for that 250.
I think so.
That's
yeah,
nuts.
I read it somewhere. Could be wrong,
Yeah.
but either or.
Anyone want to find out?
Yeah.
Would you go for
the 5 years?
Yeah.
Nah, I think like how we would ideally live the life would be like, I don't know, at least at a minimum half or maybe a quarter of the year here.
Yeah.
And then go.
Yeah.
I think long term, like anything over 6 months might probably make me homesick. Probably.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. So you want that sort of best of both worlds where it's like,
yeah. And I'm going to have clients competing over here every year. And
True.
so like if we were to time it well, like my coach, he just comes back for 12 weeks around comp prep time.
Sick.
And then we'll piss off to Thailand for the next 12 weeks or whatever. So
That's mint.
Yeah.
Yes, fuck yeah.
So I think that would be the best. But yeah, that's the plan, man.
That's fucking super cool.
Yeah.
That's a sick little plan to have, isn't it? We can talk about your training if you want. How you train at the moment?
Training's been good, man. I just finished my first ever bulk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like every single time that I've put size on, it's just been on the rebound of a show. This time around, I started at like 96 at the start of the push and then got to 112 and
Fucking
felt
hell.
like shit. But like was the biggest I've ever been.
Fucking wow.
And now sitting about 106. But in terms of training, like strength's maintained.
Yeah, sick.
Training 6 times a week, so
Yeah, that's
pretty full on.
And are you splitting bro split? Are you doing a bit of everything on each day?
And it's complicated.
Yeah, fair enough.
My training sessions are strange. And I don't think they're probably like anyone else. So if people were to follow that, it would be hilarious. But I do like arms, chest, shoulders, and legs pretty much 6 days a week.
Fair play.
Yeah. And like instead of rest days, it might be like not light, but like it might be like a biceps and calves day or something.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Kind of accessory day sort of extras. Yeah.
So it's different, but it's just a really massive emphasis on chest and shoulders volume.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the fucking dream.
It was kind of where I was lacking the last time I was on stage, and yeah, we'll see if we can close that gap. I'll do the next show in March, April next year.
Fuck yeah.
So I'll be back in Australia if we have left for that.
So what happens? So do you just bulk until 20 weeks out of that, and
Pretty
then
much.
it's just mad.
Yeah. So right now I'm in like a mini cut phase.
Yeah.
I'm like 6 kilos down from that.
What do you aim to compete at?
It's a hard one because the last time I was on stage, I was about 90 kilos.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've put on quite a fair bit of size. So, but with that 90 kilos, I probably could have dieted for another 3 weeks and got more lean. So this time around, if I'm like 93, 94, which is a hard thing to think about if I'm like 106 right now.
Yeah.
But if I'm around about that mark, then I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah. That'll be big and lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just gives like when you shred it, it just gives off such an illusion that you're bigger than you are.
It does. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Super weird.
It is.
I guess it makes sense because it's the shadow.
It's just showing, the shadowing of the depth and stuff.
Yeah. That is cool. Where do you compete? Is that in Brisbane?
It'll be Brisbane. I don't know, man. Like they change it every year.
Yeah. Right.
Brisbane will be the show that we have to do for like a qualifying event, and then either Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane will be the nationals.
One of how much are you eating? What's your calories
right now?
Yeah,
not much. Like 3,000 calories.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on a mini cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The peak though was around about 5,000 and something.
Non-stop eating food. Yeah.
That's a hard one to push.
Fucking
like 6 meals a day, and you're just full.
Yeah.
You go to bed full. You wake up full. You're like, oh shit.
What a position to be in.
I know. That's such a
first world problem, isn't it? Oh, I'm too full.
Yeah. Or when people complain about being hungry on prep, it's like, you chose to do this.
Yeah. It's true, isn't it?
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. It's cool though. It's cool talking about it. I feel like
it's good fun.
I haven't done one, but maybe I will. I don't know.
It's good fun, bro. It's like, I don't know. It teaches you a lot. I feel like.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
I say to everyone that does bodybuilding, like, if you have your wits about you, like, if you apply the same effort that you give to this prep to any other area in life, you'll probably see some pretty big success.
That's probably the one reason I want to do it is that transferable kind of.
Yeah.
I'm torn between the fact that like I'm aware that it's potentially an environment thing, and I'm just surrounded by bodybuilders. So maybe that's why I want to do it. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like, you got to be careful with how far you take it in that regard. Do you know what I mean? Aligning values with what you do and don't agree with, you know what I mean? Not agree with, but what is and isn't for me. But then it would that's the best point. The best point is that it could, like you say, just that dedication, hard work, unwavering dedication.
Like, it freaks me out, like when I see like some bodybuilders that are, you know, like really unsuccessful, but they're successful in the bodybuilding world. It's like, man, if you can give that to whatever else you do, it doesn't even matter. You could do that effort at Macca's. I guarantee you'll fucking run one of those places one of the soon.
It's fucking quality. True as well, yeah.
It is.
What do you think the best piece of advice you've ever been given is? Or not you've ever been given, ever come across?
Best piece of advice?
Yeah.
I actually have it. I've got it tattooed on me.
Sick. That's fucking happy. That's sick.
And it's that the greatest things in life are on the other side of fear.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And so, like, I think that's fucking factual.
That's fucking mint. It's fucking true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's the whole step out your comfort zone.
Yeah. Like, I was comfortable as a carpenter. I'm sure I would have had a great life if I continued down that route. And it was so scary moving to Melbourne and getting all of our money taken and stuff.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that is 100% the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it's sick.
Like hopping on stage as a bodybuilder, like it's fucking, you're wearing fake tan. You're showing your parents your asshole, essentially. And, you know, you come out of that with the endorphins and like the knowledge and the know-how and the work ethic of greatness, essentially. Like, but it's a fucking scary time. And if you win, you're like, holy shit, I've been rewarded for all that hard work, you know?
Yeah. And also there's a potential that you can do all that hard work and not win. But that's a lesson as well, right?
It is.
Like I could be doing this
totally
forever.
Subjective.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably some words that I've lived by.
Oh, I fucking love that. That's sick. That is sick. How can people find you, follow you, fucking, if they want to be a client, how do they fucking get in touch?
Yeah. So I pretty much only use Instagram.
Yeah.
It's ethanbrowning.diatic, or our fitness page is diatic.fitness. And these days I go through, like, I want people to DM me.
Yeah.
Rather than having links and stuff. I feel like it's a bit more personal.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd question that. We haven't got long. But I question that just because I guess it depends, right? Where you're at. It's like, just fucking send me a DM and we can talk about stuff.
Just as true.
Whereas maybe for where I'm at, it's sort of a path of least resistance where people don't want to necessarily DM me.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to go, I just want to click a link and see what.
Yeah, this is good.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're at quite a cool point where you can be like, you know exactly what I do. This is my product. If you want it, let me know and we can have a chat about it.
Literally. We do have links and stuff and they're well set up, but I just,
Yeah, let's just have a chat. Yeah.
I work really closely with all my clients.
That's fucking
like
sick.
Every one of them is a friend, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's probably going to cap me in business, but I feel like it's going to be a better business.
Yeah. Suck it. Yeah. Important yourself, isn't it?
Exactly right.
Mate, that's fucking mad. That was sick.
No, thank you for having me, bro.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Fucking mint. Legend.